Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling Dragon Gaming. Experiencing is a new show on this channel that I've been meaning to get to for a while. I've been really into video games for most of my life, but as I've gotten deeper and deeper into the hobby and gotten a lot older, I realized there are so many tentpole titles in gaming that I've never played. Full franchises that I only have a basic understanding of. So as this series goes on, I want to change that. This is Experiencing Blank for the first time. Because of The Lost Crown coming out, I thought one of the best franchises for me to start this journey on was Prince of Persia. As with a lot of the other franchises that'll be on this show, I owned a few of the games but never picked any of them up. The games I'll be going over today are The Sands of Time, Warrior Within, The Two Thrones, Prince of Persia 2008, Forgotten Sands, Prince of Persia Escape, and Prince of Persia Escape 2. Not only are these the ones I already owned and hadn't played, but I also think this is a really good pool of games to play, as the Sands of Time trilogy are considered some of the best of the franchise, and the reboot lets me look at the less desirable side of the series. The only experience I had with Prince of Persia before this was the movie, and a couple of hours of the spin-off DS game that I never got far into as a kid and sold a number of years back. With that aside, let's get into my experience. For clarification though, all of these opinions and reviews are first impressions. I gave each game around an hour, more if I was having fun, which I'll note as I talk about each game. This was the one I was the most curious about out of all of them. It's the one everybody talks about the most, and it's considered one of the best games in the series. I played a little over an hour and got through the first prologue, and I have to say I had an okay time. The story, graphics, and mechanics were all super cool and held up super well. The controls and parkour system, however, really has not aged well in my opinion. Specifically, things like wall jumping were very clunky, and the timing had to be almost perfect for it to even register. One thing I will say though is I love how the game is framed as the prince telling us the story of what happened. So every time you die, he'll say something like, "No, that's not what happened," which is honestly just a really nice touch. I definitely want to explore the game more, but for the sake of the video, it was time to move on to the next game. It was pretty clear right from the starting line that this game was a lot smoother than Sands of Time. I also really liked the pure intensity of the opening moments on the ship, as it really set the tone well. I had a much easier time with the parkour, which made my general playtime a lot better and a whole lot less frustrating. I also enjoy how the story picks right up from the first game, and appropriately moves the story forward without adding too many extra ridiculous concepts. Although above all, my absolute favorite part is when you let the main menu sit, and it starts playing a gameplay demo to the tune of Godsmack's I Stand Alone. I was interested where they would take it from here, which brings us to... This was by far my absolute favorite of the original trilogy. It's got all the intensity of Warrior Within with all of the character of Sands of Time, and has gotten the parkour system polished to a shine. It's funny playing all these back-to-back because you'd think they would mostly be the same game between the three entries, but it's also really good to be able to see in quick succession how they evolved each title, even if they all shared the same engine and storyline. I had so much fun playing this one, and will be continuing my play of this after the video is done. From one of the best to easily one of the worst. This game is like if an executive saw how well Uncharted did and said, "Hey, we could do something like that," and then forgot how to actually make it good. The combat is boring and takes way too long to win battles. The controls are super loose and light, and the prince is so obnoxious. He's like if Nathan Drake was turned up to 13, and it ruins the otherwise serious tone of the story and every other character. One of the only positives I could say about this entry is I really liked the art style. The environments are vibrant, but also very samey. I would definitely suggest skipping this one. Coming from the reboot, I was worried about this game. Although I did know that this one was supposed to be better, I absolutely loved what I played of this game and will be going back to finish it after the video is done. The movement and combat is as smooth as butter, and the upgrade to HD really does the Sands of Time style good. This is the must-play for anyone curious about this franchise. I only put it down because I needed to write the script for this video. I figured in this series it'd be a good idea to also examine mobile entries into the given franchise. Prince of Persia has had a few mobile games over the years, two of which are thankfully still on the Play Store. The first one is Prince of Persia Escape. It's a runner game where you tap on the screen to jump at the right time to avoid obstacles. It reminds me a lot of Super Mario Run, even down to it being level-based instead of endless. This game was alright. I didn't appreciate how similar all the levels looked, how many ads there were, and how awkward some of the jumping was. I wouldn't recommend this one, but I would recommend... Aside from the ads, Escape 2 was better in every single way to the first game. Better graphics, tighter controls, more varied levels, and an attack mechanic that was always super satisfying. I would suggest giving this one a shot if you're interested. I actually saved this one on my phone because I plan on playing more of it long after this video. My one and only wish is that instead of being level-based, I wish it was an endless runner in the same strain as Subway Surfers or Temple Run. I feel like right as I'm getting into the flow of each level, it's over, so being able to test my endurance and get better and better at the timing would be really great. Well, after all that, what do I think? Well, I feel as though I got to see some of the highest highs and the lowest lows, which is exactly what I wanted from this series. Prince of Persia is definitely a franchise I will go back to again, and I'm curious to play The Lost Crown when I get around to it. I'm happy to finally see what the hype is all about, and I hope you guys appreciated the video. Let me know what you think of Prince of Persia in the comments, and I'll see you all next week. Thanks for watching.